welcome to my channel. I know a lot of you have subscribed because of my hell of a stuff, and for returning subscribers, you might be confused why this is on my channel. I mean, I'll get back to covering Hell of a Boss and the upcoming season 2 of Hazbin Hotel later. I'm a gamer first, and when it comes to news about my all-time favorite Japanese survival horror series, I have to talk about it. I am so excited to bring you the news that we are getting a remake of Fatal Frame 2. Again, yes, this upcoming remake is not the first remake. The original remake came out exclusively for the Nintendo Wii, summer of 2012. Getting a physical copy everywhere on the world, that wasn't America. Yes, the American fans, we didn't get a physical copy of the game. I don't even think us Americans even got a digital release for the Nintendo Wii. 16-year-old me was so pissed about that. Yeah, while the rest of the world was playing a remake of the greatest Fatal Frame game of all time, us Americans just got the Fatal Frame spin-off that was released for the Nintendo 3DS. I might make a review on this. If you're interested, make sure you hit that like button to let me know. Not only does hitting the like button help with the algorithm, but also encourages me to make videos you want to see, and it lets me know whether or not you guys are interested in future hypothetical videos. Now, the Fatal Frame 2 remake we are getting early 2026. I'm speculating around April or March. It doesn't appear to be a remaster of Deep Crimson Butterfly. It looks like to be a complete from the ground up remake, which I am so wholeheartedly excited for, and I do have some anticipation. Considering it seems like it's going to be a fully English dubbed game, we might get physical copies in America. If not, we should go over to Twitter and let KOA Tecmo of America know that, hey, we want this. Give us physical copies, please. I know the two remasters of the game, such as Fatal Frame 4 Mask of the Lunar Eclipse and Fatal Frame 5 Made in Blackwater, we only got digital releases, and if you wanted physical copies, you had to import them from PlayAsia. And with what's going on, if you know, you know, I'm hoping PlayAsia will still offer physical copies to be shipped to America. If a digital copy is my only option, I'm going to get it, and if possible in the future, I will eventually import a physical copy like I did with 4 and 5. Now, am I disappointed that this is not a remaster of the Nintendo Wii remake? Absolutely not, because the Nintendo Wii remake did have some issues with it. For starters, some of the scares were less effective thanks to the remake adopting the over-the-shoulder camera style of Fatal Frame 4. Some of these scares were scripted to fit perfectly with the fixed camera angles of the original PlayStation 2 and original Xbox game. It was a bit nerve-wracking when you go to an area expecting the same fixed camera angle that you were used to, but the angle is different, setting up a jump scare or to show that there is a ghost to the side. There's also been complaints about how the Wiimote controls while using the camera obscura during combat was such a pain to do. It looks like this remake obviously is not going to go back to the fixed camera angle, so I'm curious to how these scares are going to work with this modern gameplay design. One thing I hope that they did is get rid of those stupid, annoying ghost hand. I hate these things so much. They are so annoying. I really do not want these to be a returning gimmick for the rest of the franchise, so please get rid of them. I would crack their knuckles with the sharp edge of an old school ruler if I could. Now I know some of my fellow Fatal Framers are disappointed the original game and the third game, The Tormented, are not being shown as much love. Trust me, I do understand. I was irritated when I saw this footage, and what I thought was a Fatal Frame remake turned out to be a pachinko machine. Oh, I was annoyed. Fatal Frame The Tormented is my introduction to the franchise and my absolute favorite. I love it to death. The lore of the Kuze Shrine, the Manor of Sleep is just so interesting. Reika is my absolute favorite sorrowful antagonist of the franchise. It had some of the most scary, hostile ghosts of the franchise. I would love for this to get a remake someday. Even if this new remake of Fatal Frame 2 doesn't get physical copies, with it being released on all systems, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch 2, and Steam, I'm hoping it sells well enough to prove that there is still love for this franchise and that we will welcome any new possible remakes or even just a new Fatal Frame game. Like, give us Fatal Frame 6. Speaking of which, I'm not remotely irritated we haven't gotten Fatal Frame 6 yet. Considering how hard it is to play the original trilogy, why can't they be on the PlayStation 5 store? You can literally get Forbidden Siren for free on the PlayStation 5 store. It would be really nice if the Fatal Frame trilogy was also available on the PlayStation 5 store. Even if they put it on there and you have to pay $15 a pop, I will gladly do that because I love this series so much. For those of you that want to play the original PlayStation 2 trilogy, they are available on the PS3 store, so dig out your dusty PS3 and go buy them, or emulate them to play on PC, whichever works for you. I really don't care. Yeah, so considering how hard it is to access the original games or even the Xbox versions, which the first two games did get Xbox versions with additional content, unless you're willing to shell out hundreds of dollars, just get the original like digitally on the PS3 store. I'm all for the trilogy getting a remake before we get Fatal Frame 6, but when you think about it, it really does make sense for Fatal Frame 2 to be the one to get the remake. Not only is it the most popular and most beloved game in the franchise, but it's its own standalone game. You do not, and I repeat, do not need to play the first Fatal Frame game in order to get into Crimson Butterfly. The reason being is because it's a completely separate story with no returning characters. Technically, I'm not going to give you context because it's a bit of a spoiler for both games. Fatal Frame 3 is where the trilogy is all tied together because Miku from the first game as well as locations from the Himura Mansion come back in the third game. And the same thing when it comes to Miu and certain locations from the Lost Village. They also make a return in Fatal Frame 3. I know that sounds confusing. How can some areas from different parts of Japan come together in this new location in Fatal Frame 3? Dreams. Just dreams being connected. Seriously, play Fatal Frame 3. It is amazing. Fatal Frame is such a beloved horror franchise for me, and I cannot express accurately how excited I am for this remake, and I promise you, when I get this game, I am doing a full stream series when it comes out early 2026. Anyway, thoughts and opinions, feel free to express them in the comment section down below. How do you feel about Fatal Frame 2 getting another remake? Do you think one of the other games in the trilogy were more deserving of a remake? Are you hoping the remaining two in the trilogy get a remake, or do you just want Fatal Frame 6 next? Anyway, that's all I have for now. I will see you guys when I get back from my trip, and make sure you come around every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time Zone for when I do my live streams. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!